Located in Surry County in the northwest part of North Carolina is the town of Mount Airy. Mount Airy is the hometown of Andy Griffith, best known for his role as Sheriff Andy Taylor in The Andy Griffith Show. The Andy Griffith Show ran from October 3, 1960 until April 1, 1968. Each year during the last weekend in September, Mount Airy celebrates Mayberry Days. Mayberry Days is a festival that celebrates the legacy of The Andy Griffith Show and the simpler times of life. The festival days are filled with the ballads from local bands, exciting games of checkers, pork chop sandwiches, and you can even test your knowledge in the Andy Griffith Show trivia competition. Also, you are very likely to see some very recognizable figures from the Andy Griffith Show walking around town, such as Andy, Barney, Floyd, Goober, the Darlings, and many others. 64 years after the show's first episode, the spirit of Mayberry is still going strong, as people from all over the United States come to Mayberry to celebrate the Mayberry Days Festival. Well, hello everybody. We're coming to you today from Mount Airy, North Carolina, and we are here at the 35th annual and our second annual Mayberry Days Festival.
It's therapeutic.
Stop.
You gonna make me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can't we just get along?
Have you ever tried to get along with a rattlesnake? Anyway, if you know the Andy Griffith Show, you get it. If you don't, you might not. But anyway, we're here at Mayberry Days Festival. We had a blast last year, and we're looking forward to it again this year. It's kind of, this morning was a little bit marred by a hurricane. We actually are doing this intro in the afternoon when the weather's letting us do it, but we're going to put it at the beginning of the video anyway. So we're going to show you some fun things today. The next thing you're going to see is the mayor's proclamation. You're going to see some of the original cast. You're going to see some of the spouses or children of some of the original cast members if they couldn't be here today. And I think you're in for a really good time. We're going to show you some of the shows and some of the scenes in and around Mayberry. So go with us to Mayberry Days Festival in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Yeah. So Mayberry Days and hurricanes do not mix. Oh, yeah. The wind is now starting to get here. It was not windy about an hour ago. So we're getting ready to go in now for the mayor's proclamation. This is the kickoff of Mayberry Days, and it has been moved from the outside amphitheater for obvious reasons into the Andy Griffith Playhouse. Yeah, this is not a good day to be out in the amphitheater. So.
What time do they like they'd like to see that right after this?
So we're trying to see how many characters we can spot. We met Floyd last year. There he is. He sounds exactly like Floyd the barber. So there is the guy that gave me a ticket for loitering last year. Right there, Barney.
Folks, it's good to have you here with us, but let's give all these distinguished people a big hand. Yeah! I didn't know we were going to have all them here. That's good. So we're so happy. Hey guys, we're so glad to have you here, and welcome to Mayberry Days 2024. Let's give it a big. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for braving the wind and the rain. So unusually, we're going to have to give you a little safety warning here that if the power goes out, just stay in your seat. The police will come and help us get out of here, okay? If something happens like that, don't expect the power to go out, but if you heard everybody's phones going off, I heard it. It's there's a flash flood possibility warning. I think we're safe here. We're okay. But just so everybody, if you heard that and you didn't know what it was, don't be too nervous. It's basically windy and raining. So if the rain doesn't melt you, you'll be okay. Oh, so we are so thankful to everybody that's been here and is here with us. So without further ado, the proclamation of the proclamation. Just go ahead.
You know, he featured the steady sheriff, Andy Taylor, played by Andy Griffith, and the hilarious deputy, Barney Fife, played by Don Knotts, along with many other wonderful people that have been in the past 35 years and are here now. And whereas throughout his more than 7 decades in the music and television industry, Andy Griffith brought distinction and good feelings for his home state and this region and even this city to the forefront. And whereas on July 3rd, 2012, he left us, and we were saddened by the passing of Andy, and he shaped our lives and the lives of many generations. But his memory will live for years to come. And whereas Mount Airy is very proud to have a relationship with the legendary Mayberry and the Andy Griffith Show, and whereas the Surrey Arts Council and the citizens of Mount Airy under the celebration format have planned Mayberry Days to honor Andy Griffith and the Andy Griffith Show and all that that means in our world today. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Mayor and the Board of Commissioners of the City of Mount Airy do hereby commend all responsible for the Andy Griffith Show and the legendary Mayberry, and proclaim September 23rd through September the 29th, 2024 as the 35th Annual Mayberry Days. Margaret Teal. Now Margaret sat behind me for a minute last night at the dinner, and I really wanted to talk to her, but Michael and Denise were singing, and you know, when you're as big as I am, you can't move very well, and my voice carries and all of that, so I didn't get to talk to her, but thank you for showing up last night. We had a picture made. Margaret Teal played Agnes Jean, okay, after Barney had gone to Raleigh. You know, Barney moved up in the world, and if I remember correctly, you were a thief in that episode.
I absolutely was. Grocery store.
Well, that's the opposite of typecasting. One of my favorite characters when I was growing up was Matt Helm.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember?
Absolutely.
The Silencers. Margaret was in The Silencers. Matt Helm was played by Dean Martin, and I was a child, and that was one of my heroes. I noticed those girls, and you were one of those girls. We really do appreciate you coming to Mount Airy for our Mayberry Days. Now this is the key to the city. It doesn't look for anything but our hearts. I really want you to have it.
Thank you so much.
Now tell us what you want us to know.
Well, you know, I've never been to Mayberry because my episode was in Raleigh. So I had no idea what God had in store for me. And I'll tell you, I prayed a lot about coming here, and last year I was supposed to come, and then I was doing the dishes, and I fell down and I broke my hip. So I think that God didn't have a plan for me last year. So here I am, and I said, Lord, what do you have in store for me? And now I know, because you are all been such a blessing to me. I'm telling you, now I know, with Colin and all of you people and the people here, because Mayberry represents wholesomeness and dignity and all the good things that America represents, and it really means a lot that Mayberry should keep going forward. I mean, I can see why this year after year means so much to the people, and the fact that Mayberry continues and people want to keep watching the show because it's so beautiful and wholesome. It means a lot for people to see what these values mean to people. It's wonderful, and I thank you so much for letting me be here.
Peter's mother was Eleanor Donahue, and she was on two shows that I remember very well, Father Knows Best, and then from reading his book, I learned that the year Father Knows Best ended, she went directly into the first year of the Andy Griffith show, and she was Miss Ellie Walker, right?
Yes.
And Peter has been an actor himself, and I would let you know, he was on Days of Our Lives, and I can't believe that I didn't see that, because my sister will tell you, my mom watched that show religiously. Well, she didn't go to church as much as she watched that show, so it was more than religiously. Now, in 2007, probably a little bit before that, Peter changed careers, and he became an Episcopal priest. And he's up in Maryland now, and the church that he pastors, now you got to hear this and make the story connect. The church that he pastors was built by Francis Scott Key's grandfather. So wow to that. Now let's be good storytellers and make the connection. Peter, welcome to Mount Airy, and please accept this with our gratitude for who you are and why you're here.
And thank you all. My mother says hey to everybody here, and I'm delighted to be here. I'll be across the street, I know, signing my book. I'm happy to talk if you want to talk and hear any stories. And if you missed me on Days of Our Lives, it's probably because I usually was wheeling a gurney through a hospital, and my big line was, "Yes, doctor," and that was about it. So, but I'm delighted to be here with my wife Marie, and just delighted to be with you for my first Mayberry Days. Thanks for having me.
Storytelling and everything, that was good. A hurricane, oh, that was a good one too. Hurricane, I like that. So we are so glad to have all of you guys here, braving the rain and the wind, and but it doesn't reduce the spirit of Mayberry, does it? We've all got it, and it's so fun to be here. Margaret, I love what you said. That was so great. So we have some amazing people here today. Some of them have already been introduced, but we'll introduce them and let you make sure you know them. First off, we're going to bring up, she's been here a few times. Oh, there she is. Karen Knotts, ladies and gentlemen. Come on up, Karen. Would you like to say anything?
Hello, everybody. What an experience this year has been so far. And I can't wait for, when I get home and my friends will ask me, how'd your show go? And I'm going to say, oh, yeah, I made quite a splash out there.
You always talk about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. Yeah. Calvin Coolidge said that. What?
Calvin Coolidge said that. Mark Twain said that.
Mark Twain said that. You sure he didn't get that from Calvin Coolidge?
Mark Twain lived before Calvin Coolidge.
Oh, well then he couldn't have done it from him. What did Calvin Coolidge say then? Oh, I choose not to run. Yeah, I knew you had to say something or you wouldn't have been president. Let's bring up Rodney Dillard. Where's Rodney? Come on in.
Oh my. I've been here so many times I said everything I know. But when I come here and I stand up here and I see you people, I get a sense of peace about it because I see the face of Mayberry here. See a couple of goobers over there too. But it's such a great, it's a great thing. I can't believe it. Ever since I was a kid, when I first saw that show, I was in high school. I said, boy, isn't that the pilot? Remember the pilot? I said, boy, wouldn't it be fun to be a part of that? I think God had a hand in that when it happened, because I was living in the Ozarks. I was raised in the Ozarks, born and raised. It's just so great. I'm going to do something really stupid, okay? Every time, when I meet people, they don't know who I am from Adam. Who's this old guy standing in front of me at Walmart? Shouldn't he be greedy? And then once I make the face, anybody remember the face that we made? Well, this is what I like to do. Do we have anybody who are up here who can take a picture? I want to put this on my office wall at home. Do you have somebody who can take a photograph? Oh, you got them AI things. Did anybody have a real Kodak? Okay, we would come into town, and Andy would always would say to us, the boys are all keyed up, and what did we do? So on a count of three, I'm going to say the boys are all keyed up, and I want you to make the face, and I want you to take the picture of them, not me. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. The boys are all keyed up. Give me the face. Give me the face. Ooh. Thank you very much for that picture. That's a souvenir I'll keep forever. And I hear this all the time, it becomes a cliche, but I really feel like the Mayberry people who watch the show are a family. And it's good to know that, and it's encouraging, and I want you folks to know that all over the country, even in parts of the planet that I've been, people love the Andy Griffith Show because of its intrinsic values and what it represents. Do we not need more of that to strengthen our... Okay, that's it. I want to say one more thing. Ronnie Shell. When I first met Ronnie Shell, we worked together in one of those big clubs in San Francisco. Everybody was working. He was the funniest man alive. And I'm telling you, the work release program changed his life. Thank you.
Oh, next up, well, I've said this before, we have this man that really needs no introduction, so I really don't want to introduce him, but Ronnie Shell, ladies and gentlemen, here. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Mayberry Man, the series is out. And in the series, I got to share an actual screen with him. I was in a show with Ronnie Shell. It wasn't until after it was over and I was driving from where we filmed it back to Mayberry, to Mount Airy for Mayberry Days, I realized I'm on screen with Ronnie Shell. This is such a big deal for me, and I've thanked him for that multiple times. So thank you, Ronnie, so much. Let's see, next up we have one of Opie's buddies that's floating boats. He would fit in really good today, floating boats down in the basement. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Rush, Howie, Opie's buddy. Come on up, Dennis. Dennis has been such a wonderful, just having him with us in Mayberry.
Alan, thank you, as always. Distinguished mayor and great council. What is it? You gotta have the best job in the world. And thank you, because...
It's good to have you. You left the hurricane and came right back.
I did. I left Florida. We ran, my beautiful wife Tammy and I ran like dogs toward heaven, North Carolina. Hey everybody, last time I was on this stage, I was honored to be playing Ebenezer Scrooge. And of course, there's always time for a commercial. We'll be doing it again this year. Christmas Carol right on the stage. Please, the tickets are available now. Come and join us. Who in the audience saw Christmas Carol when we did it? So I finally understood, I've been on TV for 40 years, and finally I understand counter-programming. This year at Mayberry Days, I'm the counter-programming. So when everyone's at Rodney Dillard's show, the rest of you can come see me at the Earl at 2 o'clock, the other 3 of you. I'll be at the Earl too. We're doing Cliff Notes, and we changed it up from last year. So if you saw it last year. And then again, counter-programming tomorrow night. They are having the Colonel Tim's Talent Show. And then Tanya looked at the list and said, who doesn't have any talent? Oh, Dan Roebuck. So tomorrow when everyone's here watching Colonel Tim's, I'll be at the Earl at 7 o'clock. The other 3 of you come. Thank you. I'll see you there, Mom.
And told me Barney was hanging himself over there, and it was just a very surreal moment for me, and I want to thank both of them for doing that. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Thibodeau is here with us. Johnny Paul Jason.
Hi. It's great to be here. It's great to be part of Mayberry Days and all these wonderful people, the tribute artists who keep the flame going. Praise God for you. And people like Ron Shell, who is never ending, but always good looking, right, Ron? Always, yeah. If I'm not playing drums somewhere, if I'm not, making an appearance as Little Ricky in one of those shows like that, and I'm not traveling with my wife Kathy and our ballet company or working with them, I'm here every year by the grace of God.
Good on one of the episodes, and we are so glad to have her.
Gilligan's wife.
I am so happy to be here. I can't tell you guys This is my 5th Mayberry Days because my husband did 1 episode of Andy Griffith. And I am so grateful every year for that 1 episode he did because that gave me entree to be able to do this, represent him and all of that. I talked to my manager for a couple of years going, I want to do Mayberry Days. How do I get in on Mayberry Days? You have to have a connection, and I do. And it took some time, but we finally got Tanya's name, and she was wonderful enough to let me come. So to be part of this beautiful place with all these lovely people, and all these guys right here that I get to feel like I'm family with and get to spend time with, and all of you, the fans, and it's really remarkable. And also something I just want to throw in there really quickly, yesterday, specifically, was the 60-year anniversary of Gilligan's Island. 60 years. My husband would be stunned. It was 40 years when he passed away, so he thought that was a remarkable thing. 60 would blow him away, I'm pretty sure. But
I once served on the town council too, but there was some turbulent days of those. Folks, it is so so great to have you here in Mayberry. Spend some time visiting with each other, get to know each other. This is like a big family reunion, and we want you to enjoy yourself, have a good time, and go to these wonderful events these wonderful people are putting together. Folks, thanks for being here, and we'll see you throughout the weekend. Have a good one.
Well, the tents did not survive the opening ceremony. Looking into downtown Mayberry. So Mayberry Days is a bad time for a hurricane to come through because pretty much everything here in the lower part of town is without power. A few stores up the street do have it, but the Snappy Lunch does not have power. Pretty much nothing down here does. Mayberry Trading Post, as you can see, does not have power. And in addition to Andy Griffith and Donna Fargo, the Easter brothers are also from Mount Airy. But a lot of the things we'd like to go in right now, we're going to have to wait a while or wait till tomorrow. Opie's Candy Store, no power. Pretty much everything down on this lower end of town.
Yeah, the power's out, everything, yeah, down this way.
But the rain had stopped and it's starting back up again, so I think we're going to step inside the Antique Mall. So it looks like the power starts about where Angel's Heavenly Pies is. We're going to show you that wonderful place later. You talk about a sweet shop and a half, that's it. So, all right, it's starting to rain, so let's jump into the Antique Mall here.
Right?
Now he's ugly, but he ain't stupid.
Goober may be ugly, but he ain't stupid. Judy. I do Edgar G. Robinson. Good, you guys. All right, you guys. Come on, you guys. Beat it, you guys. You guys.
Now,
you gotta have your eyes open.
You gotta soak your fingers.
You told me to. Oh, the pin coming out. I know they do that.
All right, here's Barney's Cafe. We ate there last year. They are also closed due to power outage. Here comes the rain again. Every time we think it's over and done with, it's not. But we do have a separate video on Barney's Cafe from last year. But fixing to go in one of our favorite stores here, and that is Miss Angel's Heavenly Pies. Now you are going to see why the name is called Heavenly here in just a moment. She has some wonderful looking stuff. We'll start right here by showing you these cranberry orange muffins, blueberry muffins, peach muffins.
You gotta take this out over here.
And by the way, the stuff I showed you over there, they got some of that over here as well. Just gonna let you see some of these.
Like they had a pecan brownie. Looks good.
There's that Oreo Dream. That looked really good. Guess I missed those. Right there, to infinity and beyond. That's a Milky Way brownie. Look at some of these pies here. Peach crumb. Those run $22. The blueberry crumb is just $20. So look at all these pie flavors here. They got a Mayberry Dew, that's peach and cherry, a hillbilly, chocolate strawberry and rhubarb. I'm sorry, cherry strawberry and rhubarb. That sounds really good. We got a roadkill. I can't hardly read the labels myself. Just a little bit. Not wearing glasses. What does that say? Miss Angel loves Julia Cherry Crumb. I don't know how you come in here and just pick one thing. Blackbeard's Revenge. That's what I tried last year. So I do want to try something different this year.
If you're able to squeeze all of that moisture out at once, precipitous water is a measure of how much rain we actually get down the surface.
Meetings this year have done a similar thing, whether that was Debbie or Francine. Both of those systems actually also came with record-breaking moisture. So we're seeing this pattern, kind of repeating itself. And
look at those banana puddings. My goodness.
Not just a warmer, but a moister world. That means places from Atlanta to Asheville could get 2 or 3
chocolate cream.
in just a few days. Yes, the question now is climate change.
Back here they got pies that are not, well, these on the bottom are sweet, but they've got like called meal pies or lunch pies. That's chili hot pies. We've got, oh, here they are, spinach quiche, ham and cheese, broccoli and cheese, southern pork pot pie, pulled pork in a pot pie, you can imagine. So we're definitely going to come out of here with something. This came out of Angel's Heavenly Pies, and what is that you got?
It's a chocolate pie, like it's a chocolate chess pie with pecan pie over top of it.
Okay. And I got what was called the hillbilly, and I want to say that was blueberries, strawberries, and cherries on the inside. So
sounds good too.
So do we get optimistic? Has the rain moved out this time? This is kind of strange. Every time we think it's gone, it'll come like a hard downpour for like a minute and then stop.
And go on, yeah.
Yeah. And then it'll come another hard downpour, but it's kind of like the hurricane's trying to move out and it's trying to hang around. And here we are in front of the Andy Griffith Playhouse.
Tomorrow should be good.
Yeah, anytime. There's a sign-up sheet over here for that.
Okay.
It'll be out tomorrow too.
And then what is the picnic?
Yeah, that's makeshift setup right here.
Gosh, you're tall as a tree.
I'm old enough to be your father.
Oh, I won't tell your aunt.
Okay, so we're inside the Andy Griffith Playhouse downstairs. The museum. And we're getting ready to watch the trivia. Now, I learned last year that I don't belong in the trivia contest, so we're here as observers this time.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. I thought I was good, but these are people real good. I want you to hear some of the questions this year. So
you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
That escape convict. I can take that.
2 years in a row he's
Usually don't.
Can't give him a ticket now.
I don't have letters on here. He never gave the number for letters.
Give me a jaywalk.
Give me vagrancy and loitering.
It don't have littering on here, so he had to get me for vagrancy and loitering.
He's here somewhere. He's over here.
That's what he got me for last year, too.
So we got 6, is that right? Anybody else? Past champion. Alright? So if we have 6 past champions, the way this works, you'll be competing in this first round, which is the qualifying round, to be able to come up on stage to compete against those other champions. Alright? What's that? The top 4, yeah. If we only have 6 champions, we'll have 4 people that will be able to come up on the stage and do it. So, who won the junior championship? Are they here? All right. So the way we've done this in the past, so we got 6 previous champions, and we'll let the junior champion come. So you're competing for 3 spots.
All right. Question number 1. Barney is discouraged by the absence of crime in Mayberry. In order to lift Barney's spirits, Andy fakes a robbery at Walker's drugstore. How much money does Ellie say was taken?
Actually, I think it was $24, but we'll find out.
All right. Time is up if you are not in line. All right. All the judges. Are we done? Yeah, judges raise your hand.
24.
So, how much money does Ellie say was taken? This is season 1, episode 9. $24.
Should have entered this year.
I like when it's quiet down. Yeah, this is very serious. What musical instrument does Floyd play in the Mayberry Band? You can tell, oh, you know. I thought I saw Brody Peters play. Did y'all see Brody?
I'm not sure about that. I'll say
Okay, Floyd played the trombone.
Missed that one.
First one I've ever
Two farmers have reported cows missing. Mayor Stoner has no confidence in Andy's investigative ability and calls for help from Raleigh. Name the special investigator that Bobby sent for Mayor Stoner.
This is going to be 2 of 3, because this one I'm sure of. I only got 1 right last year on the qualifying. I've already got this. Will be 2 out of 3 now. Should have joined.
Williams of Church.
2 out of 3.
Number 6, right? Number 6, Andy and Barney encourage Goober to ask Lydia Crosswaite for a date and even give him some helpful dating tips. Goober takes Lydia a box of candy. Where did Goober buy this candy? Season 5, episode 147.
Where did he buy it?
Yeah.
Folks, that's the kind of questions this trivia game has.
Here we go.
Where are Opie and his friends playing Robin Hood when they run into a hobo?
Something Woods. What was the name of it?
Where are Opie and his friends playing Robin Hood when they run into a hobo?
No, it wasn't Old Man Kell. That was what Ernest T said. I want to say Franklin Woods, but I'm not sure.
The answer! My mother's maiden name, Crouch. Crouch is Woods.
I knew it was something Woods, right?
Name the road that Ben Sewell lives on. Number 9. Name the road that Ben Sewell lives on. Yeah. Short question, hard question.
I don't even have a guess for that.
Clear. All right. So, name the road that Ben Sewell lives on. Hash Road. Hash Road.
Department store where she is suspected of shoplifting. He asked Barney to retrieve a bathroom scale from the store to weigh the suspect. What did she weigh?
163. It's actually right between 163. That's my guess. 163.
The answer is 163 pounds.
Somewhat 3 out of 9.
Number 11. This is a season 4 episode. No, yeah, season 4. What is Mayberry and Mrs. Krutek's cat's name? What is her cat's name?
That's the bird. Opie and the bird name.
Her name was Queenie.
Queenie. No, I would not have gotten
Catherine Harney was a girlfriend of Andy's when he was in high school. She broke Andy's heart when she went to the prom with who? Wow. 5, 4, 3, 2. Time is up. Vern Harris. Yeah, good old Vern.
I got that in a million years. Only one person got, I wonder if they got it right. Only one person tried to go up and get it. Whoever got that right should win the championship.
Floyd Lawson and Charlie Foley were involved in an assault case. Never went to trial. What date did this occur?
I know this guy's who the sheriff was. I know that. It was, yes, Sheriff Poindexter. So Chauncey got one right, but that wasn't the question, but that's good. The date was not...
Floyd Lawson and Charlie Foley were involved in an assault
I think
case.
they said it's been 20 years or 30 years. So I don't know.
August 9, 1946.
That's why I didn't enter this year.
Number 16. Where did Barney buy Christmas tree lights for the Mayberry Courthouse Tree. Season 1, episode 11. Where did Barney buy Christmas tree lights for the Mayberry Courthouse Tree?
What else is there? But that's just too easy. It's got to be something else.
Answer, Smith's hardware store in Mayberry. Smith.
Okay, that's why I did not pay the $2 to enter this time. I did three times better than I did last year. Last year I got 1 right. So out of 16 questions this year, I got 3 right and missed 13. So I still belong out here and not up there.
Question number 1. Who does Opie claim gets good grades because she is Miss Crump's pet? Who does Opie claim gets good grades because she is Mrs. Crump's pet? So that's number 5. That's right here. How do you know you, Mike?
Oh, it is Barbie Tyler.
Barbie Tyler is correct. Question number 2. What are the visiting hours at the Mayberry Jail? What are the visiting hours at the Mayberry Jail? Jim, this is you, number 4. 2 to 4 p.m. is correct. Number 3. Opie has a new friend, Trey Moses, whose family has recently moved to Mayberry from Erie, Pennsylvania. Trey has an unusual knife. How many blades are in this knife? So Opie has a new friend, Trey Moses, whose family has recently moved to Mayberry from Erie, Pennsylvania. Trey has an unusual knife. How many blades are in this knife? That's number 5. Mike. It's you. 9. Number 7. Andy notices that Andy, Barney, and Opie are gobbling up her pickles, so she decides to enter the pickle contest at the county fair. What was Aunt Bee's pickle jar number in the contest? Aunt Bee notices that Andy, Barney, and Opie are gobbling up her pickles, so she decides to enter the pickle contest at the county fair. What was Aunt Bee's pickle jar number in the contest? Number 4, that's Mike. Jim. That's Jim. Number 11. That's correct.
I did 2. Yeah, Miss Edwards said 11. Greensboro.
Greensboro.
I got that one right. I didn't have the camera on in time, but the question is, where was Lydia born? And that was Greensboro. It's the first one I got right. What are we on, like 14 or 15?
What does Andy use to teach Ernest C. Bass proper grammar? What does Andy use to teach Ernest C. Bass proper grammar?
Opie's second grade reader.
Opie's first grade
I'm
is
sorry.
correct. Season 5, episode 133. Mayberry's own Jim Lindsay returns to town, an apparent success. He tells Andy that he has left Bobby Cleet's band because he was the main attraction and he is now a solo artist, which has not worked well for Jim. In fact, he borrowed money from Barney. How much money did he borrow? How much money did Barney loan him? Mayberry's own Jim Lindsay returns to town, an apparent success. $10 is right.
That's my second one I got right. Right there. Otis is the guy that comes up with these questions.
All right, this is season 4, episode number 122.
Unbelievable.
All right, number 8. We've got 2 questions left for 200 points.
I know that was a long trivia match. I did not record all of it, but I wanted y'all to see how hard those questions are. That's why I sat this one out this year. And I'm no slouch at Andy Griffith stuff. I mean, you asked her.
Good.
I can recite lines off the show, but they ask you questions that you would have to absolutely, But you'd have to absolutely pause it and memorize little details. So I just decided to sit this one out because I think these questions were about as tough as last year, maybe worse.
Yeah, well, he makes them really hard because it's the same people.
Yeah. So I just want to enjoy that one from the crowd tonight and just kind of let y'all see a sample of those questions because those were tough. But anyway, you have to pay $2 to enter, and I told her, I said, I'll be throwing $2 in the trash can if I did that. So, because there's just no way. I'm good at it, but I'm not that good at it.
You're good at lines and remembering people.
Yeah, lines and remembering people. Well, every episode they brought up, I remembered details of the episode, but just not the question they asked. I got 3 right in the preliminary round. And then in the actual trivia, what did I get? 2? 2. Out of what, 30 questions?
Yeah.
So,
still pretty good, hon. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I guess. So outside of the Andy Griffith Museum, they got these little sheriff badges in the sidewalk here. Betty Lynn, that was Thelma Lou, of course. Don't know who all of them are. Russell Hyatt, that was the owner of Floyd's Barbershop for years. James Best, now that was Jim Lindsay, the guitar player. He actually lived in Hickory, North Carolina, just a few miles from us up until the time of his passing. He's retired in Hickory. Doug Dillard, member of the Dillards or the Darlings on the show, the Bluegrass Band. Of course, Don Knotts was Barney. And George Lindsay was Goober. Charles Dowell, now he was the owner of the Snappy Lunch until he passed away several years back. And over here, remember Floyd was pretty fascinated with that. Bobby Gribble hates Emma Large. And then they ended up getting married. Remember Floyd was so excited about that? He kept telling Barney about it. So here's the sidecar. Remember when Barney brought the motorcycle to Mayberry? All right, I'm gonna give you a trivia question. This is just spur of the moment from that episode, the Barney sidecar. What was the highway that Barney wanted to use that motorcycle to patrol because of the speeders? I'll give you a 2-part question. What highway was it? And why did Andy tell Barney to give him that extra 5 miles an hour so they could get over what?
Turner's Grade.
All right, you got that right. Turner's Grade, you got that. So what highway was it? 6.
Oh.
See, if they would just ask stuff like that and cooperate, I could win. But now this, we don't know why it's here. It was not here earlier, but it's a 1948 Greyhound. Celebrate Mayberry and Mount Airy. It's therapeutic. Hey from Mayberry. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be going to the Snappy Lunch for lunch. They were out of power today because of the hurricane that went through. But that's always a great place to eat with prices that you haven't seen for about 25 years. They just started it up. So we're back at our room now. It's on Friday night after day 1 of Mayberry Days. So I want to kind of recap the day because we got another full day tomorrow. So today we did the opening ceremony and
the mayor's proclamation.
The mayor's proclamation. Got to see some of the cast members, some of the ones who are still living. A lot of them were children on the show. 2 of Opie's friends that he grew up with on the show, they're there. And a couple of other people are still living. Don Knotts' daughter was there. Gilligan's wife was there. And the reason they were at Mayberry Days is because Bob Denver did play in one episode of Andy Griffith's show, and that was he played Charlene's husband. The guy who usually played him was not in that episode, so Bob Denver played Charlene's husband. So Gilligan was actually in one episode of Andy Griffith's show, as was the skipper, another episode. But so Gilligan's wife was there. So got to see a lot of people that were associated with the show. The guy that played Daniel Roebuck, played Cliff on Matlock, was there. So that was interesting. Then we just kind of walked around the town, and finally we finished the day with the Andy Griffith trivia. I'm going to leave some of those questions in there. I'm going to cut a lot of it out just for the length of the video, but I wanted you to hear what I was up against last year and what any. I don't consider myself an average fan of the Andy Griffith show. I consider myself pretty knowledgeable of the show, but.
And I will say this, whenever, like, you can't help with the Andy Griffith show. Certain things in life just are like with the show, and you'll do the lines. I don't always do the lines correctly, but he's got them all memorized, so he'll remember those lines.
And I'll let you know when you don't do it correctly. So, but some of those questions today, you would have to absolutely, every time you see a car, pause it and look at the license plate and memorize it. And
you got to watch the show that way, thinking, okay, this little minor detail.
So
could be
I didn't join the trivia this year. I sat out, and I'm glad I did. But I guess what I want to say is we're going to kind of do a recap halfway through the video. We've been up here all day, and the hurricane, this is the first Mayberry Days we've ever been to. And I think it's probably the first one they've ever had. I'm sure they've had rain before, doing it 35 years.
I'm sure.
Hurricane conditions. Hurricanes don't usually come this far inland off the ocean. So we're several hundred miles inland. So
Hurricane Helene.
But we've been, other than the inconvenience of the rain and the wind and losing power, a lot of the businesses in Mayberry lost power today. Some had it, some didn't. We didn't honestly realize how bad it was back home and over towards the Smokies. We started seeing posts this evening. So I guess I just kind of want to talk about that for a minute, how, we've had messages, honestly, one right after the other all day long. And I know people are concerned, and we appreciate that. I think we probably need to make a post or something.
I am going to make a post.
Because a lot of people are asking about us, and then when we don't answer for hours on end, they get more concerned. So I just want to say, I think we've just been kind of out trying to enjoy Mayberry Days today, and really didn't know how bad this thing hit some people.
I mean, it was almost like Hurricane Hugo.
Yeah.
I remember that as a kid. And our boys, I called my youngest son because he's a police officer, and he was having to deal with it last night while on shift. And so, everything was okay. And then when I was talking to him, he said a tree had just fallen, and then within an hour, 2 more had just fallen. Thankfully,
and they live right up next to woods.
Yeah, thankfully didn't fall in any of their vehicles, but one did take out the power line to their home, so they're without power. Our oldest son, he said they were without power all day.
So apparently we are too. Our house is apparently without power because we can't check our cameras or anything. First thing we wanted to do was to see how bad it was at home. And our neighbor did text us to let us know that everything looks okay at our house. But apparently we don't have power there either.
We actually got a curfew text saying that, was it Caldwell County or was it just the town of Granite Falls?
7 p.m. curfew, which we're not there. So
no.
We can stay out as late as we want to right now. Yeah, apparently it's bad, but I read, this is just mind-boggling to me, the Interstate 40, which is the way we go up towards the Smokies. When we go, Interstate 40 is washed out, it's gone. Part of it's gone.
By the French Broad River?
Yeah. I don't know if the east or if the westbound lane is still open, but I think the eastbound lane basically went into the river.
For the picture we saw, I told him, you could see the transfer trucks stopped here, and
they just showed it on the TV when we started this.
Oh, really? And then, so many feet ahead, it's just in the river.
And we don't know, honestly. I mean, that's a pretty busy road. We're just hoping and praying nobody went down into the river. We don't know. We've not really.
We're gonna try to catch up a little bit now.
Yeah, we've been seeing some Facebook posts. I understand the hospital over in Unicoi County, Tennessee, may be gone. Friend of ours, he grew up in that area. He was saying that basically that the patients and the staff were on the roof at the time.
So sad.
So apparently it was a lot worse for people. Another friend of ours that lives up in around the Tri-City area, she had posted that she said if you see a Lexus floating around town, it's ours. And she was very thankful that apparently somebody in her family was needing a rescue.
And got rescued.
Yeah.
She said she actually got a call saying, if I don't make it out of here, I love you. Goodbye. I can't.
I think she said that was her brother, but then she said something about her husband. I guess maybe he got caught up in the waters in the Lexus. I don't know, but we've just been kind of out of the loop today.
And we've got the Weather Channel going on behind us and just seeing some of this. It's just like,
So we're just now honestly catching up, and I think a lot of people have taken our silence to mean that there's something wrong when it's not. It's just we've been very busy today.
Yeah.
And didn't honestly, I think we didn't have a concept of how bad it was. We only live an hour and a half southwest of here, and apparently it's a lot worse there than it is here.
But we appreciate you guys, caring about us to check on us.
Yeah. So in a way, it kind of makes seeing what other people are going through right now. It kind of makes me feel bad that we're up here at Mayberry Days.
We're just up here enjoying it. Yeah, we knew it was bad.
But we didn't know it was
not
that bad.
Yeah, the rain and stuff and the wind. I mean, there's a bunch of leaves. We have seen a few older trees that have fallen around here, but nothing like what we're seeing, on TV and on Facebook.
Yeah. So anyway, hoping everybody gets power back on soon. This is a very unique situation for us. I mean, we're not coastal. We don't live near the beach. This just is not something that happens in our area a whole lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, just wanted to touch base. We feel very blessed to actually have missed the really, really bad part of it. But at the same time, our heart goes out to the people who were right there in the path. I mean, we've been praying for the people down in Florida where it made landfall and areas like that. We didn't expect it to be that bad this far up in western North Carolina, but apparently East Tennessee and western North Carolina.
I knew they were going to get. They were talking about Asheville getting some major flooding, but
Pigeon Forge tends to flood quite a bit.
I guess I didn't know the extremeness of it, but
yeah. A tornado actually touched down in Blowing Rock of all places, and while it's not impossible for mountains to get a tornado, it's not nearly as common as flatter areas. And Blowing Rock to get a tornado, it's weird.
Yeah, we saw the video of that.
Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to insert that because. We're not just up here forgetting about everybody. We honestly, until this evening, did not know how bad it was at home.
Right.
So, anyway, Lord willing, we are headed back to Mayberry Days tomorrow. We're booked here for 3 nights. This is night number 2. But anyway, thank y'all for watching, and hopefully tomorrow's going to be a better day. Weather-wise, it's supposed to be. So, hope everybody gets power back on soon. So, talk to you later. Okay, it's Saturday morning, and look at that blue sky, first of all. Not a sign of a hurricane in sight. So we are getting ready to watch the parade, the Mayberry Days parade. And we're standing right here downtown Mayberry. Hoping the Snappy Lunch opens for today. I don't know if they've gotten power or not. But a lot of people are lining the streets waiting for the parade to start. Okay, so here comes the parade. It's 9:32. It was slated to start at 9. So here they come. All right, now here is Margaret Teal. She played Agnes Jean on one of the colored episodes where Barney was living with the family that was robbing grocery stores. She was the one that pretended to have a crush on Barney. So she's still one of the surviving cast members. Don't do that, Ollie. He's not liking that display at all. They're upsetting every dog in town besides our two.
They didn't notice.
Our two's just taking it in stride, but he said, "That ain't no dog. You ain't fooling me." He's gonna be upset about that all day, ain't
Need to call a road when we get to the fishing hole. hey you, me and old dog Trey, to do the time away. We don't we'll cool our toes and you make rats on your toes. Oh, we the charm, we say
Yeah, he don't like her either. He's like, I don't know what this event is. He is not liking it. Here comes Regis with his sign. Remember Gold Truck episode? Little Miss Groundstone. Finch, the shoe salesman, from the episode Those Gossiping Men. Leonard Blush, Leonard Blush, Leonard Blush.
Back on. I turned Leonard Blush back on.
Malcolm Merriweather.
I'm good, yes.
Briscoe, darling.
Hi, baby. It's okay. I won't blow the siren anymore. At least for a minute.
Vicky, should get a picture of Vicky.
Yeah, she's gone.
You should. Because she loves the picture.
You guys thought the parade was over, didn't you? I don't even see the parade. What are you pointing at? She's right along. Hey, Marty, the governor's coming to shake your hand. The governor? Yeah, over here. Yeah. Yeah. No good. No good. I took that.
Are you going to get a good picture? Do you want me to?
Good morning. Where you guys go?
You're looking good.
Howdy. How y'all? Go, boy. Get him.
Barney and the salt.
I need it.
Juanita, here she is.
Love to see.
The salt and pepper looks good as ever. Yeah, Malcolm Tucker. Folks, this is a guy that looks exactly alike who he's trying to play. Now here comes Floyd.
Oh, he said he's punch in this little.
You're gonna get shaggy, man.
I'll no talking. Yes, sir, huh?
There's Cliff on Matlock.
He's from the Buffalo Tuckers, isn't he?
I'm going to go home, change, go to Thelma Lou's for TV.
Well, just don't peel no apples, okay?
Right.
Yep. There's Mrs. Tucker.
Yeah, remember you from last year?
Well, there's a long story, but if you're going to be down at the gas station,
yes, sir.
I'll tell you about it.
Okay, we'll be down there.
It's a short, long story, but yeah, we'll see you there. Okay?
Sounds good.
I'm Mr. Tucker. I'm in a hurry.
So you're Mrs. Tucker.
I'm Mrs. Tucker, yeah. I just walk the parade.
That's the best look-alike of any of them. I mean,
and when we first came down here, people were saying, "You look like Mrs. Tucker." I'm like, "Who's Mrs. Tucker?" I don't look at us. Y'all enjoy. We'll see you.
Thank you.
What's his favorite part of baseball game? What favorite inning?
When it's over, the bottom of the field.
What's his favorite position on the field? What is his favorite? No, pitcher. You know what else I like about baseball? I never get home.
He never gets home.
So that's the likeness of Otis Campbell, the town drunk, and they said, what was his favorite part of the baseball game? The answer is the bottom of the fifth. So Keith Thibodeau, there on the back of the truck, he played Opie's friend Johnny Paul. And it had something to do with I Love Lucy too. Was that a little Nicholas Harlow? I think that's real good. I think so.
The same old train that brought me here is gonna take me back again.
Here comes the Pickle Queen. baby. So we've got shoes on a cow.
Man, that's a huge cow.
Decided not to make a mirage. So.
That is a big
Somebody is not enjoying the parade today.
I got some personal advice, professional advice. Here, sir. I got a question. How old's your dog? 3 years old. Let him get the tablecloth. You can't cut mine. Yeah, don't take my wife. Who's gonna cut your hair? I didn't show you. What's that, Chloe? No, I don't know. I don't need a haircut. That's yours. That's yours. What?
Now he needs to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich holding it out to people.
Yeah.
Little Leon guy.
Yeah.
What time are you children there?
You know they were real life brothers, Opie and Leon. And here comes Barney Five Scholar, Karen Knotts. She's got his smile. You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see the resemblance. Oh, the 3 convicts. They kind of favor him a little bit. This is Peter Ackerman, and he is the son of Ellie Walker, one of Andy's girlfriends in the very first season. She ran Walker's drugstore.
Thank you. Good to see everybody. Good to see you. All right, I'm Miss Ellie's boy. Peter Ackerman.
In memory of Denver Powell, who was Briscoe Darling on Andy Griffith's show, and Uncle Jesse on Dukes of Hazzard, and James Best, who was Jim Lindsay on Andy Griffith, and Roscoe P. Coltrane on Dukes of Hazzard.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. There you go. Driving on time. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Driving on time. Ain't no friend.
Ready? And strike and try to throw the fruit.
still Loretta Winslow. That's the one that Barney said was the ugliest girl. She's not. So. Remember Barney said, ugliest girl you ever saw? Yeah, cat killers. Here comes Gilligan's wife. Back over this way. That's Gilligan's wife with her back to us. I see the darlings coming.
What are you working on? We'll fix your toasters, we'll fix everything. We might even fix you. Come on, all the big
another one of Opie's.
Yes.
I caught it, by the way. I caught that with my hand while I was recording. I just reached out and snagged it. That's what playing baseball those years will do. He sounds a little like Gomer. Last night. Is that the one he's on? He says he's playing a band track.
That might be him there in the blue shirt.
What was his name again? Isaac?
Was it Ford?
Is that him?
Looks like it.
I think that's the guy that came up to us after the closeout at the Mexican restaurant last I can hear me. Might not have been him.
You gonna be my shutting dog?
That's right.
Yeah, honey.
Look at that idea, push it. Look at her.
Some girls. The rest home.
Hey, baby.
Well, here comes that Greyhound bus.
Don't throw that rock! Hey.
That's bread! This ain't nothing about not throwing no bread!
Alright, so we are now down here by the replica of the Mayberry Courthouse and Jail and Wally's filling station. Darling's cabin. Alright, so we're down here at Wally's service station now, and Andy used to come down here and get a bottle of pop. And what do you know? He's sitting down here eating a pack of cheese crackers now. Mayberry Hotel, that's actually a gift and souvenir shop. Mayberry Courthouse. And Mayberry Department Store, which I'm going to assume is another gift shop.
Lover in the summertime, lover in the fall. If I can't have my own true love, I'll have the one and all. I've been kept down, baked in Christmas crowd. I want this song that I can sing and find it down. In the jail cell, it's in the lobby. Because we got the Darlings there, we got Briscoe, and we've got Charlene, and we got Barney, we got Andy, and Charlene's husband, who happened to be Gilligan, Bob Denver, and old Briscoe is trying to distract the sheriff so the sheriff can't do his duty.
One more.
One more song?
What he said.
All right, here we go. Dooley was a good old man, he lived below the mill. Dooley had 2 daughters and a bodyguard still. One guy watched the boiler, the other watched the spout. While Mama corked the bottles while old Dooley fetched him out. Dooley slipped up the holler, Dooley trying to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a swaller, pay you back someday. The revenuers came for him, sipping through the woods, but Dooley kept behind him and he never lost his goods. Dooley was a trader, within the town he'd come, sugar by the bushel and molasses by the drum. Dooley slipped up the holler, Dooley trying to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a swaller, pay you back someday. Remember very well the day old Dooley died. The women folk were sorry and the men stood round and cried. Dooley's on the mountain, he lies there all alone. They put a jug beside him and a barrel for his stone. Dooley slipped up the holler, Dooley try to make a dollar. Dooley, give me a swaller, pay you back someday. Dooley slipped up the holler, Dooley, give me a dollar. Dooley, give me a swaller, pay you back someday.
So tell them what you're doing with the characters for our son's birthday. I haven't gotten a lot of it in, but I'm going to try to get this next one.
I'm trying to get them to say happy birthday in their best Andy Griffith line voice.
Because today is our son Dylan's 29th birthday.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to get Barney to wish him a happy birthday, and she's putting a little video together for him.
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
All right. All right, Barney Five here in Mayberry, and I'm here to tell it's word going around that there's a fella out there named Dylan, and it's his birthday today. He's 29 years old. Now, also, I've seen a fellow by the name of Dylan in pictures that they're in the post office. And so there's an AP beamed out for a fellow named Dylan, 29 years old, and I think it might be him. You see, Dylan, it's from small misdemeanors that major felonies grow, and it's my job to nip it in the bud. Nip it! Happy birthday, Dylan. 10-4.
But looky here, this one's got the trunk up, and it's got all the stuff that they would have had in their trunk. Fishing rods, football helmet, football, cooler, and picnic basket.
Interiors.
Yeah. Want to get a better view of that.
Sure.
Everybody bring donuts from work. It's really weird, my son.
Hello. Hey,
Hey, Dilly. Hey, I heard it's your birthday. You know, if you were here, you could get a free haircut. But if you're not here, I don't know. So I can't really do those remotely. I guess I could just mail some hair to you. But I don't think that'd be the same. Yeah, you need to drop by the barbershop. Maybe I could do that. But anyway, happy birthday.
Perfect. Okay, well, we're getting ready to check out of our motel here in Dobson, North Carolina to head home. But we wanted to recap Mayberry Days for you. This is the 35th annual Mayberry Days Festival in Mount Airy, our second straight year of coming up here. We enjoyed it so much last year, we just wanted to make sure and do it again this year. And obviously, this one started off a little differently because of Hurricane Helene coming through. We came on up Thursday evening when it was just raining, but then Friday morning the wind really started to move in, and we honestly didn't know how bad things were back in the western part of North Carolina until we started seeing posts Friday evening about it. But we've been up here, and although it did affect this area, it did knock some power out. Really nothing to speak of as far as damage was.
Just seen a few trees laying beside the road.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I haven't seen anything in anybody's yard, any damage or anything.
Yeah. So I want to say that I'm going to do this video a little differently in the fact that I'm going to divide the Mayberry Days video up into two parts, and I highly encourage you to watch both of them. I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. Number one, this video would be probably 2.5 hours long if I don't do that. The second thing is we finished Mayberry Days last night with something we did not do last year, which we wish we had, and that was Colonel Tim's talent show.
Talent Time.
Talent Time.
Time show.
We did not. You do have to purchase tickets for that. We didn't do that last year. We came on home on Saturday. We really wish we had done it. We did do it this year. I'm going to make that the part 2 as a separate recording, and one of the reasons is the copyright. There's no way I'm going to get that part through without multiple copyright hits and copyright claims. So rather than having one video with multiple copyright claims on it, we're going to do it in part 1, which shouldn't have any. And then part 2, I'm just going to post it anyway, even though I know I'm not going to be able to monetize it. I'm okay with that. It's just, honestly, it was too good and too fun not to share with y'all.
You have to see it,
Yeah.
so that way next year you'll
Yeah.
think, I have to go to that.
Yeah, but
and get your tickets early.
A lot of the people on the stage up there were singing songs that, you know, they're not the original artists, but they're singing very well-known songs. So there's no way we're going to get that through without multiple copyrights. But that's okay. We don't have to monetize it. Usually they'll give us an option of either share monetization, which I'm okay with in this case, or not monetize at all, which I'm also okay with in this case. But we do want to share it. But it's probably going to be 45-minute video just itself.
So worth it.
Yeah.
Watch it. It was so good.
That was probably, I don't want to speak for you, that might have been the highlight of Mayberry Days.
Yes. The parade's fun.
So
the
be sure and watch parts.
proclamation's fun. But
Yeah, be sure and watch parts 1 and 2. That's what I'm getting at. So why don't you start off and go ahead and tell us what you thought of Mayberry Days 2024.
So it did start off a little rainy, a little windy. The mayor proclamation's usually outside in the amphitheater. They did have to move it inside. And there was still a lot of people in there. They moved it in the Andy Griffith Playhouse Theater.
It's like a theater.
Yeah, and it's just like so many people just love this show that come from so many different places. We really talked to a lot of people just to see where they're from that travel to see this. But I love it the whole day.
There's
Even though
Minnesota, Indiana, Florida, all over.
Yeah.
Alabama.
We walked through the town. Part of the town was without power. We were able to eat at Walker's soda fountain, which was good. And just going into the shops, enjoying those. That was great. Saturday ended up being a great day. Woke up, it was sunny. It was not too hot or anything like that. The parade was great. I always love seeing the parade. That's a must also as well. Got to see, I don't know how many subscribers came up and introduced themselves to us.
Yeah.
And yes, we tell you to come up and talk to us. We had several apologizing, but don't
Don't do
apologize.
that.
Just come say hi.
Apologize if you don't,
Yeah.
because we said we wanted you to.
Yeah, so we appreciate everyone that came up and said, hey, it's like, yeah, we knew you were going to be here. We've been looking for you. So that makes us feel really good. and then just seeing all the characters. The characters did a little something special for us this time. Yesterday was our son's 29th birthday, so I had, several of them do a little short video of telling our oldest son Dylan happy birthday, which I thought was kind of fun. So that's a 2-minute video you'll have to go check out. And then the play last night, that when we left there, I was like, I don't want this to end. I want to stay and watch this and just be a part of it. It's so good. Yeah. So I had a blast, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, Lord willing, as long as we are able, this will probably be something we want to do every year. We are going to try to stay a little closer to Mount Airy next year, though. That's the thing. We're about 20 minutes away from Mount Airy, where we're staying. But yeah, one thing she mentioned about the subscribers, we probably, well, there's no probably, I think by far we met more viewers and subscribers this weekend in one weekend than what we ever have. We've had times in Gatlinburg where people come up and say, hey, we watch y'all. I'm going to say we probably had 25 or 30 people this time.
Probably so.
Yeah, like she said, a lot of them were apologizing. Yeah, don't apologize. We said before we come up here that if you spot us, we wanted you to. And I didn't know it, but actually some of the character lookalikes from the Andy Griffith show watch us too. I knew Barney, the guy who did Barney, he's given me a ticket 2 years in a row now. I know he had watched last year's because he commented on it, but today, if you remember last year's video, I'm talking about the guy that played Man in a Hurry, Malcolm Tucker, the businessman that his car broke down in Mayberry. He comes up to me during the parade. He walks over to where we're standing on the side of the road and says if you're going to be down at the Wally's filling station later, said I got a story I want to tell you.
And then his wife came across the street to introduce herself and say hey to us.
Yeah, she had actually messaged us a few weeks back. And I remember I was so excited when I realized who it was. I hollered for you to come in there. I said, you'll never guess who just messaged us. So we were looking for them. They kind of were looking for us. He wanted to tell me something. We did talk and spent some time talking. He told me how he really enjoyed the video from last year, some of the things that I had said about the Lord in there, and he appreciated that. And he appreciated the fact that I said he was the best lookalike I'd ever seen. I mean, because I literally for a minute last year when I saw him, I said, that's Malcolm Tucker. Then it's like, it can't be.
Sitting there even yesterday talking to him, it's just like looking at him, it's like, you think it's really him. You think you want to start asking him things about the show. Behind the scenes. You think he was really there.
Yeah, he and his wife just super nice people. Got to have lunch with some subscribers from Alabama, Chuck and Betty. So yeah, it was just a great weekend, and I'm sorry we try to get the names of everybody we meet. We had 5 come up to us when we were at the Mexican restaurant. 2 at first, then like the minute they left, 2 more come. Then afterwards, the guy, the 5th guy that we did the add-on to the restaurant video, mentioned him. He was actually the banjo player on the back of the Darlings truck in the parade yesterday. He came up to us afterwards. So that was 5 just in the restaurant that night. But I'd say we probably met 20-25 people. Some from Indiana. So it's humbling. It really is. It's humbling that people from that many states actually watch us. I've always joked there must not be much on TV.
And want to say hi to us. That's just like, that makes us feel so good.
Yeah, it does. So we appreciate every one of y'all that came up and introduced yourself to us. But it was a blast. I've kicked myself since last night that we did not go to that talent. I was a tightwad last year. I was like, I didn't know what it. I didn't even know what it was, to be honest with you. I thought we'll just head on back, and was that ever a mistake? So. Barney told us on our video last year, he says, you need to see the talent show this time. So I said, okay, we're going to do that. So we did. We got some of the last few tickets available.
Yes, so next year we're not waiting so long, so we're not stuck over in the corner kind of and against the wall.
But it was amazing. I couldn't believe how some of those people could sing. They had a lady sing America the Beautiful. Man, does she have a voice.
Beautiful.
There was another young, I don't know if they were a couple, but it was a young man, young woman, blonde lady.
So they do they actually have a Mayberry Idol, kind of like America's Got Talent like thing. And then those people come and perform, amongst the characters.
They could sing and play as much as any professional I've ever heard. They were just as good. They may be, I don't know. But even the lady that played Charlene, my goodness, because she
can sing.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean,
the Floyd, the white-haired Floyd.
There was one episode where Floyd was a different actor. It was the Stranger in Town episode, where Floyd was actually played by an older gentleman before the Floyd that eventually was the regular in the show. And he was there last night. He could sing. I mean, it was some of the talent they got. It's like on professional levels.
Yeah.
So and they had the Elvis impersonator, and he sang Dixieland.
He closed out
Yeah.
singing, so that was really good.
A lady
And
was
then
playing Patsy Cline. I personally think
she did excellent.
every bit as good, or maybe even a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, honestly, it was an amazing show last night. The whole time was amazing. Like I said, it started off rainy. That did alter the plans just a little bit. We did not get to eat at Snappy Lunch, which was mentioned on Andy the Matchmaker episode. We'd like to go there. We did not get to. They never did get power. I feel sorry for any business that could not open this weekend. But you know, some of the places had power, some didn't. And but overall, it was a blast. And honestly, if that's the worst thing that happened to us this weekend, we're blessed because there's people that went through a lot more than than that. There are people right now in the western part of our state and in East Tennessee that are they don't know where they're going to live. You know, Asheville, North Carolina, from what I understand, the only way in or out is by air.
Yeah. And a friend of ours' daughter's there, and she had posted that they're bartering toilet tissue for water because they don't have clean water. So I'm like,
it's kind of like western North Carolina and East Tennessee has been brought to its knees, so to speak. And I say that in a figurative sense, but I hope that's true in a spiritual sense, because people need to seek God instead of pointing a finger at God for every bad thing that happens, while they any other time won't even acknowledge His existence. I tell you something, folks. God is holy and God is righteous, and America needs to seek God. This country needs God worse than it ever has. You can only get by with sin for so long before there's a price to pay for it. I'm not saying that that's what this storm was. I'm just saying that people need to get right with God. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And we can't expect as a nation not to have calamity and judgment the way this nation has done God. That's the only way I know to say it. But Mayberry Days was a great time.
it was.
If you've never been, I highly encourage it. Some of the characters, they are almost as good as the original character on the show. The guy that plays Barney's hilarious. Floyd, I could go down the list. So many of them. But anyway, you got anything else you want to add?
Just please go next year and come say hey to us, because we're going to be there.
Yeah. And don't forget to watch both parts of this. This is the closeout to part 1. There will be a part 2 coming. That will be the talent show itself. So you don't want to miss that. So if you like this video, like and subscribe.
Give it a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook.
Okay, and have a wonderful and blessed day.